Hi, my name is Derrick Piens. I'm a sculptor, and basically my practice involves a lot of found materials combined with bought materials. So basically when I'm out in my day-to-day routine, I'm picking up on interesting forms that I see maybe on the side of the road, or sometimes well, in different situations anyway. So I'm basically choosing these materials based on their material and also their form and their color. So when I bring them back to my studio, I have these items, that I'm kind of toying around with in my mind, and I might take something from over here and combine it with something that's very unlikely, very oppositional, and then through the use of plastering and burlap, oftentimes these objects get covered, and they become seamless objects, so they are kind of like hybrids, and the initial material isn't quite so evident anymore. And after that, then basically I choose a color for individual works, and if I may paint something and then decide that's not the right color, so different works go through different processes, and the work is very the process is very intuitive. I generally don't start out with a very clear, defined project in mind. It's basically just spending time in the studio, like I said earlier, trying out different things and trying to come to some sort of resolution, that I'm happy with, and then the piece is finished. For example, this one here, this is a wooden pot with a bag of garbage on top, and then I mixed plaster with a red pigment and just started applying that to the underform. And again, it was a very intuitive process. I didn't exactly know what the final piece was going to be, and well, this is what I ended up being. This is called Rosebud. And this one here, this is called White Entity. So I took a bunch of foam and wrapped it around a piece of 4x4 wood and taped it, and then covered it with plaster and burlap. Again, I went through many colors, applying the colors to the surface rather than mixing pigment with the actual material. Went through a couple different colors, and in the end, decided that white would be most suitable for this project. This piece here is a work in progress at the moment. I basically started just with a wooden armature and started draping like plaster and burlap over it. Again, with this plaster, I mixed in a cobalt blue pigment, so the color is inherent with the material. And then, and then it got sanded and waxed, and I'm now in the process of defining certain mark making areas. So again, it's a work in progress, not completely resolved at the moment, but anyway, maybe you can edit that. This piece here is called A Variable Shift, and using styrofoam that was kind of left around the studio, I configured it in this fashion, and again plaster and burlap over top, and then painted it, and yeah, so it ended up being this bright green color. The work, I mean, with it being abstract, it's not like I'm trying to define how the viewer necessarily experiences the work or what they take away from it. Abstract work in general, you know, is pretty open and subject to change over time in the viewer's mind, and scale is very important for me. These works are fairly large. You know, they exist in a space in opposition to the viewer, and there's a real physical bodily relationship that is developed between the work and the viewer and the space that they share.